YouTube, don't screw me over. All right, we're live. All right, hey, we're live, everyone.
Hello.
Did I say we're live? Okay.
Oh my god, we are live. I see it on YouTube.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
Woo.
I'm trying the new system of like doing their manage stream thing because Twitter likes those links a lot more than the stream classic. So, yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm. So,
Well, hello.
yeah. Uh,
I haven't been here for a while.
yeah. Yeah. I'm glad
Oh
you're
my god.
back.
Thank you. I am glad to be back as well.
And
Oh my gosh, it's been a while.
yeah, and hello, Verif in the chat.
Hi,
And
Vera. I remember you.
yeah, so
Oh my god.
all right. So, do you want to start with your favorite farm boy and your?
Do we want to go there, like, to start out the fucking
Maybe not.
episode?
We can hold off on your farm boy. Um,
Well, whatever you want, you're in
dude,
charge.
this episode was. I mean, I made the "this is heavy" thing in the title of this stream as a pun,
Yeah.
but this episode was heavy. There was a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
it.
What the heck, Rooster Teeth? Like, where did this come from? Oh my god. But yeah, this was. I was sitting down reacting to this episode, which you guys will see on my channel tomorrow. It's been unblocked, thank goodness. Oh my god. So I was watching it, and the whole time I was like, what is happening? Where did this come from? Like, holy crap, we're just going places now. And I was like on the edge of my seat, but also at the same time, I was like falling over. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I I gotta say, like, this was like one of the best fight scenes we've had in the
Oh,
series,
definitely.
which I didn't expect because it was Watts. I'm like, what is that like pencil of a
Yeah.
man gonna do?
Yeah. I expected him to have like not be a really good fighter at all and just have some way to like get away if
Mm-hmm.
he was obviously if Ironwood obviously encountered him, which we know he did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely one of my favorite fights in the series. I love the incorporation of the gravity biome. I don't know exactly what they want to call that.
I think you nailed it.
Okay, yeah, and especially like the song was awesome as well. And I did when I was reacting, I didn't know who was singing it, but it's the community guy Caleb, right, who does covers.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. I think, and it was like a really good song. I'm super excited for the soundtrack. I'm one of those people who's like soundtrack win. Let's go. Volume's
yep.
not even done,
Gosh,
but yeah.
dude, and I think they named the song "Hero" too, which is
Oh really?
yeah. I think that's the name. Like,
Dang.
chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so far at least the placeholder name is "Hero." And also,
Yeah.
hello, Emma and Penelope and Inspector Who. Thank you for saying happy birthday.
Yeah,
And,
guys, it's David's birthday.
and Sonic
Happy
loves
birthday,
you too.
David.
Yeah. um, so, yeah, I think the placeholder name is Hero, and then there was a different possible other name. It's spacing me right now, but
I don't know. I've only seen Hero,
yeah,
so.
Hero's been the popular one because everyone's like, we like it. It's short and simple. It's not gonna be like As Morning Follows Night or something like that, where it's like a longer title.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
uh, now that I'm thinking about it, like As Morning Follows Night, and then what's the other song that's like Sun, or like it plays during Volume 3. I'm pulling up my iTunes right now because I'm like,
Not Fall in Love with You?
yeah, try not to. I think it's like trying not to fall in love with you.
Gotta go to
It might just
Spotify.
be not fall in love with you. We'll find out. I'm scrolling down. Okay, Volume 3. Hold on. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's Not Fall in Love with You. Yeah. Which honestly is a cute song.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. Man, Volume 3,
Very happy.
like that had like one of the best soundtracks for me. Volume 2 I think still has the best, but I think Volume 7 is going to like possibly dethrone it.
I love what we've gotten from Volume 7 so far, especially the songs in like the earlier episodes that were like happy and like exciting. They just sound really different from what we've gotten more recently. And I'm just super excited for the soundtrack. And then now I'm expecting to get really emo songs in the next 2 episodes.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, could you say technically Hero is a sort of like a low-key emo song? Because it's like Ironwood being like, oh, there's nothing I wouldn't sacrifice for.
It's angsty.
Yeah, it's angsty. There we go. Yeah. Um, Also, like, I love the creative camera work that they put in the fight.
Oh, definitely.
They did some longer shots, and with the graph
Hmm.
field, I guess they were just like, hey, I mean, that's the great thing about animation is like you could do impossible like camera work, whereas
Hmm.
in live action you're like forced to stick with
Yeah.
reality.
Or just use a crap ton of CGI, which looks questionable sometimes, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's like some movies that could pull off some really creative camera shots. Like, I don't know if you've seen Birdman.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So Birdman had this one shot. So it's shot kind of like how 1917 was, where everything looks like it's one continuous shot. But
Hmm.
there's one specific shot where he's like walking out of the cab, and then like the camera goes up from the street, and it goes through like the balcony fence. And
Mm.
but like you know, it's like obviously you couldn't like like fit a camera through the
Yeah.
beams, and it was like, whoa, that was a really cool shot. How did they do that? Likely CGI or like cleverly stitched together footage of in front and behind the
Yeah.
beams. But it is harder in live action.
The one of my favorite shots of like the whole episode, which was in the fight. I don't know how to describe it. Hopefully, people know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's near the part where they fall onto the platform in the center, and it's before the platform starts rising up, and it's they start falling from one aspect of like the gravity environment,
when they
and the
jump at
camera's
each other?
following them.
Yeah.
Kind of. I forget. I don't know how to describe things, but like you think they're going one way, and then suddenly they start falling the other way, and the camera just like
Oh.
follows them. That's such an amazing shot. I love that.
You know what? Now that I think about that, that's a lot like the shot in Into the Spider-Verse when Miles jumps off the
Yeah.
skyscraper. And
Yeah, kind of.
yeah, oh my gosh. Like you describing
wow.
it that way just made it click in my head. I'm like, that's where I've seen that shot before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because like you mentioning that like them jumping at each other, I think is a Matrix reference as well.
Yeah, I sensed there were some Matrix references. I haven't seen it, disclaimer, but I
Mhm.
sensed that there were some similarities.
Yeah, I think that was just like the one reference because there's a scene
Oh,
in
good.
the Matrix where like Neo and like Agent Smith jump at each other and they grab each other's wrists and they're like trying to point the guns at each other and they like do a slow-mo shot of them like twisting in the air.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and thank you, That's Canny. And Inspector Who's saying that's probably his favorite shot, which
Yeah, it was mine, arguably.
yeah.
Another one I really liked is we're jumping ahead a little bit, but I'm sure we'll get to it. Was the chess piece on the desk, and it just like rolled, and then like it pointed at Ruby when she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, it's Cinder."
Coming for you, Little Red. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I'm happy that Cinder's back and like is like taking advantage of things. And I've seen some people be like, Cinder's not that great of a villain. And I'm like, stop insulting my girl. Like, gosh.
Yeah, like I know why people argue that,
Mhm.
because Cinder's just like edgy all the time and like arguably has had little to no development if you want to argue that. But I like her. I like her because first of all, she looks badass. She's like hot, like Cinder, step on me. But
Yeah.
like, but also like she's a great villain in the sense that she's always just like she knows what she wants. She wants power. She'll do anything to get it, and she's just like cool and like intense all the time. And I don't know, I just kind of like that from villains sometimes, just like the pure edgy and like power hungry people.
Yeah. Well, she's fun to watch.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And ironically, this volume, as Inspector Who is saying in the chat, he's like, I'd hate to see it, but I want Cinder to get this win. And it's like, yeah, I'm almost on the same boat. I want Cinder to get a win somehow. I don't want Team Ruby to lose, but I want Cinder to like, I don't know, earn some favor in Mama Salem's eyes.
I don't know. I kind of doubt that she's actually going to successfully get the Winter Maiden power.
Mhm.
I really think some other stuff's going to go down. Like other people in the community have theorized that Neo gets it, that Nora gets it. I don't think it's going to be as simple as Cinder gets it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if she did, that would be we've never seen two maiden powers in one person before. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, do they even know what's gonna happen to Cinder? Like, what if something went wrong because there was too much or something?
She'll
Like,
just implode.
I wish.
There's a black hole, and it's where Cinder used to be. Some say it
Oh my
originated in
God.
her heart.
Does she even have one?
Exactly.
Oh
There's just
my
a
God.
black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally think it's not going to go completely well for Cinder, but I do want to see her. I agree. I do want to see her win in some way.
Like,
If it's not with the maiden power, I don't know what it would be, but I expect her to get something out of it. I don't expect her to like die or anything.
I think like if she doesn't get the maiden powers, there's a possibility that she'll get the Staff of Creation.
I forgot that existed. Yeah.
Or you know what she does currently have, or I guess Neo more so than her. They got Oscar with the Lamp of Knowledge.
Or is Rooster Teeth misdirecting us? I'm assuming that's what happened, but are they just creating tension? I really hope
I
so.
don't know why, but I wanted to grab my very expensive laptop and chuck it because you said that. But like,
if Oscar is hurt, I am flying back to Austin tomorrow afternoon.
mm-hmm.
And I live there. I know how to get to Rooster Teeth. Okay, I am going.
Be careful with how you're going to word this, please.
This is a joke.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a joke.
It's a joke. Okay.
But theoretically, I would march up to Rooster Teeth and be like, "That's illegal."
Yeah, that's illegal.
Like, if something happens to him, I am not gonna be okay. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Also, I saw Sonic Rose's comment about like how the gravity field arena fight looks like Super Mario Galaxy. And funny enough, if anyone watched my Twitch stream earlier this week, I was editing a little meme video together, and I actually did kind of do something like that. So, it'll make it onto YouTube soon. Hopefully, I need to like add some finishing touches and make it a little bit longer, but yeah. But yeah,
Danny. Sorry, I was reading comments. Danny said they have security, but I wish you luck with that. Thanks.
Yeah. Wait, where's Danny?
Oh my God.
Where's Danny?
That's Canny.
That's Canny. Okay, I was like.
Yeah.
I was like Danny. Okay.
Sorry, he told me to call him Danny. So.
Canny. Yeah.
That's Canny.
But yeah, I mean, I imagine like Oscar being a fighter now, like I don't think he's good enough to beat Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And what if Neo went in there disguised as someone? Like, we don't know what fucking happened. Sorry, I don't know if you want me to curse on your channel.
No. That wasn't what I was saying, dude. About
Okay.
Yeah, no, you keep going. I was gonna say, dude, I thought we were gonna get a scene of them actually kidnapping Oscar. Like, I thought we'd see it, because there was the common theory of like, Neo was gonna disguise herself as Ruby, and she was gonna get close. And I've had some YouTube comments being like, I don't know. Oscar would think it's suspicious that she can't talk. I'm like, listen, there are ways to make it work for like, it could at least be like, Ruby walks in. Oscar is like, what are you doing here? And Ruby just keeps walking up to him, puts him in a headlock, chokes him out. And, you know, like, she doesn't need to talk to like get the upper hand on him.
Yeah. I was wondering if there was a scene like that where Oscar does get kidnapped. I wish they would show it to us. I feel like that would be something they showed us, unless it's just obviously implied that like Oscar could not like do anything in that situation. Though Inspector Who says, could Oz come in clutch? Like, what if like Cinder and Neo come waltzing up? They're like, hey, Oscar, we're gonna take that and we're gonna, I don't know, kill you or whatever. And then Ozpin just, he's still present, right? So like he could just be like, no, and then he takes over and he whoops their ass. But I'm assuming that's not what happened.
He did pull something similar in Volume 6 with when they're in the airship.
The crash, yeah.
So it's like it's possible that he'd like come in clutch with the stick, and he does like that glow ball thing that he did in Volume
He
3.
pokes him really hard.
Yeah, he just does super monkey ball, gets in a ball and starts running away. He's just like, it's like, no.
Oh my gosh. I hope Oscar's okay, because if he's not, I'm gonna be emo. That's the gist of how I feel about things.
I don't think he's gonna die. I think
I
his
don't think
life
so.
will be safe for now, at least.
Yeah, because what would be the point of making him die and then just bringing another Oz reincarnation? I don't really see the point of that at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm like, it'd just be overkill at that point.
Yeah.
If they ever did it. Yeah, Oscar's like one of the few characters I would say has plot armor. Him and Ruby Rose, and then like most of Team Ruby. I still think that like the rest of Team Ruby further down the road could be more in danger or something, but
Did you see people were freaking out about that Volume 7 graphic where it had like the thing cut?
Yeah.
And people were like, yo, Blake's gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And they're saying the episode tomorrow we're gonna barf or whatever, and like I'm freaking out about tomorrow, man. I cannot handle it.
Said that. Yeah, someone from Creepy said that last Saturday when Chapter 10 came out. I'm like, cool.
Dang.
Thanks. There's a few theories going around with the B being slashed on like what happens to Blake. There's. Do you have any guesses?
I don't know if I want to. I don't know, because part of me is like, oh, that's foreshadowing. It's imagery. Something obvious is gonna happen, and then part of me is like, what? It's just like a graphic to symbolize like how emo this season is, I guess, right? So half of me thinks that graphic means nothing, and then the other half of me is like, yo, Blake's gonna get like, I don't know, her leg chopped off or something, and then she'll like match Yang and be like, what's his name, Edward Elric from
that Edward and Al.
That anime that, yes, thank you. For some reason I couldn't think of the name. Oh yeah, so I don't know. I'm very on the fence, and I'll get the answer tomorrow. So I don't think there's much time left for me to theorize. So I'm trying not to think about it. I'm trying to stay positive about tomorrow, even though I know I'm probably gonna lose it.
Yeah, I think there's a possibility of Blake losing like her left leg, because Yang lost her right arm, and I think they perfectly symbolize like the yin and yang.
The yin and yang.
Yeah, I mean their eyes and color scheme already do that, so it's like might as well do it with missing limbs too.
Damn.
Although Blake has some really nice legs. I don't want her to lose one of them. Or both of them. I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
but
I like Blake. I like my girls. Stop cutting them to pieces, please.
Yeah, really.
Like you know how many years we still endure like the arms dealer joke at RTX and like people cutting off the Yang arm plush.
Yo, I love that dude who walks around. He is the arms dealer.
Yeah,
do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I love that guy. Holy crap.
Oh no, he's amazing, but it's like just so many times I see so many arm jokes. It's like that and then Pyrrha's ashes. Or
yeah.
Like the two jokes from Volume 3. EA Origin, get out of my face. Okay, yeah, those two jokes. It's like, can you imagine Blake loses a leg? Like, it's just gonna be the same joke all over again. It's like, oh no, guys.
She doesn't have a leg to stand on. I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna say that, and then they're gonna be like taking pictures of their Blake plushies cutting off their leg.
Oh,
and it's like,
can they not?
Yeah, and it's exactly. I mean, that's what I was thinking with Yang. Like, can they not? Like, was it Lindsay or Barbara that cut off?
Oh, I don't know.
Wait. Who was the cosplayer that gave Barbara the replica of Yang's lost arm? That was legendary. That could have been the King of Lame. I know he had a severed Yang arm when he was Yang. Was it a boy? A boy Yang? Or a grim-looking Yang? I know there's been...
I don't know.
I know he did something like that, and then I know there was someone else that did something like that, too. Blake is gonna lose an ear or something. Good thing Blake has like 4 ears.
Yeah, really. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't be surprised if they if she lost an ear, because that's pretty inconsequential, I feel like. Like, compared to an arm or a leg, she has 4 ears. I mean, she could lose one. She's fine.
She could look more like a tabby cat with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to know how I got these scars?
Gosh, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Also, like some people pointed out that like part of the W is slashed too.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
Weiss is gonna get impaled again. Woo!
Oh boy! Get it, Weiss. She. I mean, some people are thinking that might be hinting towards like Winter dying, and that is emotionally hurting Weiss. She's like physically not in danger.
Yeah.
Part of me wonders if that'll be if that's like the giveaway that there's like nothing. Like, what if we're just freaking out over nothing?
Yeah.
And like something else happens that makes us all throw up. That's not related to.
Yeah, I'm like
limbs.
I'm wondering what the hell is supposed to make us barf tomorrow, because like if it's okay, for me at least, if it's animation, I doubt something could like make me barf like that, especially in something like the Maya engine. So I'm just really curious, like, what is happening tomorrow? Hello, Rooster Teeth?
The Knuckla V and then the thing with Salem in Volume 5. Both of those were really disturbing to me first watch.
Same, yeah.
So both of those, I'm just like, oh man, and with how they're able to like really hold the tension. Oh, and then Brunswick Farms with the
dead bodies,
the apathy,
or
yeah. So like all of those were like very well done. I think Kruby has really nailed like being able to contain the tone for something, and it's like, I don't know, I could see them making us stressed and then like show
stress barf
something. Yeah, stress barf, like people are saying in the chat, or like doing something that will like disturb us. Like I could just imagine like if Blake loses a leg, just like the scream and then like seeing the leg on the ground or something could be enough. Yeah.
Like those things you mentioned, they made me uncomfortable, and like I don't want to look at this for too long, but I didn't want to barf, so I'm like scared. And they've been hyping up these episodes, and I'm like, yo, last week was crazy, and now y'all saying last week was nothing compared to this week. I can't handle it anymore.
Happy birthday
oh my gosh.
to me.
Oh yeah, great birthday
gift. Happy birthday to you. You get a favorite character death. No.
Oh, hooray.
Yeah.
Anyway,
might die.
I don't want him to die.
I feel like they've teed him up to die this volume. Because they've given him.
Can he just not?
They've given him so much focus in this volume.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to not see him not die in this. And I don't think he'll die in like a villain way. I think if anything, it'll be like his last try to redeem himself way.
Sacrifice. He'll sacrifice anything to stop Salem.
Yeah. Like,
I think that was an interesting line.
Yes. Well, because he's sacrificing Mantle, and it's like, dude.
Yeah.
What the heck? You just.
I don't agree with him.
No. But
we still stan Ironwood in this house.
Yeah, I mean, what if Farm Boy's down there though? What if Farm Boy somehow found himself back down in Mantle?
Oz would help him out. No biggie. I don't know.
He'll just glow ball shield around himself.
Yeah. I mean, or he'll just die and come back later. Who knows?
Yeah,
But I hope not.
I really hope that like Ironwood at some point comes to his senses and goes, oh, I'm doing something really crazy. Let me try to like do one thing to like last minute save everyone.
I think it'd be really cool if whenever we find out what the heck's happening with Oscar, what if Oscar's okay and then he encounters Ironwood again and Ozpin is just pissed and he's done with this and he knows about Ironwood's plan and he's like, James, I am sick of you. Stop it right now. Because Ironwood would probably listen to Ozpin, right? Like, even though Ozpin kept secrets, Ozpin is like the guy.
Yeah.
So I feel like Ironwood would still listen to him.
Yeah, I could see what you mean there. And like that could be the one thing that makes him snap and be like, "Oh my gosh, you are right. I am crazy." And like, "Oh, they did have a good reason to hide this information away from me. Look at what I'm doing."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just oh man. And also like there was the picture that the Ruby Twitter put out, the wanted poster for Ruby, Juniper, and Crow.
I didn't see this.
Oh, I retweeted it if you need a quick way to find
Okay.
it. Or you could go onto the Ruby Twitter. But
I am on your Twitter. And there are balloons because it's your birthday.
Yeah. I don't know if I make my birthday public on Twitter? Maybe I did.
Yeah, you did. Or are you talking about the wanted poster?
Yeah, the wanted poster. That's what I was talking about.
Damn. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. For some reason, I thought you said something else.
Yeah, but also I'm like, if that wanted poster is up in the next episode, I'm just gonna be like, Ironwood, this is the second time during this like crazy event
I don't know, so people can see it.
Oh yeah, thank you. This is like the second time you guys would have been putting like a public notice out during mayhem, and no one's gonna notice it. You know, like you did the whole thing like, "Hey guys, Salem exists," blah 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 blah, and like Robin's like, "We can trust him." I'm like, not a lot of people saw that. They're running for their lives.
Yeah. I know, but
like, oh, someone's wanted.
Yeah. I don't know, like whenever the Ruby Twitter puts out stuff like this, I feel like it's like a little spoilery. Like, is this implying that Team Ruby escapes the Aesops? Is this implying that Oscar is totally okay? Like,
I think if anything, it's just like saying, it's kind of hinting towards like, they are not friends of Atlas anymore. You know, like Atlas doesn't look too friendly to them because Team Ruby's being arrested now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we ended. So that I think they were just kind of hinting to that. But there has been plenty of stuff that their Ruby Twitter has put out that I'm like, why are you guys putting that out? That's a little spoilerly. Like, you guys aren't following your own rules and guidelines that you set up on like content creators and stuff, and or at least for the reasons why, because they say, oh, we don't want people to be spoiled. But here's a public spoiler, free on us.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know, like
this gotta go by. Thanks, Inspector. Okay. Yeah. What were you saying?
I don't remember, but there was something else I wanted to say, and I also don't remember that.
Oh boy.
What was it?
Was it about the Aesops, possibly?
I think if I'm going off the idea that that wanted poster is implying that Team Ruby escapes, I think it's going to be Marrow who helps them escape. Because you can tell in the episode he looks unsure. He's not nearly as confident or angry as the other Aesops. And he has the semblance to stop the Aesops and let Team Ruby escape, obviously. So,
like, stay.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's going. Because I just see Marrow as this like good, pure boy. And like you can tell at the end of that episode, like he's unsure about what they're doing. So I hope that's the way it's going because I love Marrow and I want him to continue to be the cute best boy who we like love and support and like lets Ruby get away. But yeah, I think Team Ruby would lose to the Aesops easily. So the only way I see them getting out of it is Marrow. Yeah. That was my point.
Also, that's Kenny in the chat. He's like, I know the person that runs the Ruby Twitter. I could ask her to do better. It's like I think she is doing better now. Like the wanted poster I think is fine because it's not a spoiler, but I think when they showed, like, was it the Ruby Twitter that accidentally tweeted out like Blake and Yang encountering Robin like a whole 2 weeks early?
Yeah, like they posted part of the fight or something.
Yeah, so it was stuff like that. And then like I know some people have argued that the Rooster Teeth 2020 video showing like not even 3 seconds of like the Ironwood versus Watts fight when they're promoting Volume 8, which I'm like, we all knew they were gonna fight. Like, like, is it?
And it was like a couple seconds of it. Like, I don't think that was bad.
Yeah. So that's canny. I think honestly, like, they're fine. I think people, myself included at times, are just being too picky at like what's a spoiler and what's not. So,
Yeah.
but I guess maybe I don't know. I think the wanted poster is vague enough that it's good. Like people have seen the episode, they know, but like people who are like a week behind, they're gonna be like, what? But it's still not entirely spoiled on like what happened, because they'd be like, what happened on chapter 10, you know?
Yeah. Do we want to backtrack a little bit and talk about the fight with Tyrion? Do you have any comments on that? We kind of skipped to the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I was gonna say something about the Aesops, but yeah, we'll.
I mean, if you want to say that, say that. I'm just saying we're skipping part of the episode.
I was gonna say, like, you mentioned like Marrow using his semblance to like stop the Aesops from like going after Team Ruby. I can totally imagine like them not even doing like a fight scene between the two. Like instead they have like the Aesops and Team Ruby about to like jump at each other, and you just hear Marrow yell, "Stay!" And Team Ruby flinches like as if they just stopped, but it's really just the Aesops that have stopped. And then they're like, "Oh, thanks, Marrow."
Yeah. Oh my god, I totally didn't even realize that if Marrow was like totally on board with following Ironwood 101%, Ruby would literally have zero chance, because Marrow could literally just be like, stay, and they can't do anything.
Yep.
So now I think even more that Marrow is just going to help Team Ruby. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, he's going to have to, or else like I could see so many people. I sound a little quiet, like 5%. Sadly, my volume is like at max. But
should I talk quieter?
I can lower Sunny just a little bit. I'll do that.
I see how it is.
Well, I mean, when I'm looking at like the sound meter, I'm barely hitting the yellow, and you're like well into the yellow. So it's like, okay. No, it's not bad. Like, yeah, I did do an audio test. I'm like, yeah, I could hear myself all right, but.
Guys, you should have seen the audio test. David was like, yo, Sunny, talk for a second. And I was like, I hate Ruby. Ruby is the worst character. She's trash. And then David was like, oh, I accidentally hit go live. So everyone heard what you said. Oh my gosh.
Sadly, that was a lie. But
yeah,
I do have the recording for it. So I could.
Oh my gosh.
Portal, you just gotta project your war voice. Project your voice and use your war face. If it was RTX, I would be doing that for sure, because at the panel, for sure, I'd be like, yo, what's up, everybody? And be like super loud. But I have people at the house, and I don't want to be too loud for them. But yeah.
Respectful.
Yeah, respectful.
I also have roommates, and I bother them all the time when I react to Ruby.
Oh, that's roommates.
Yeah. Oh my god, I feel so bad. They haven't said anything, but if I'm reacting to Ruby, like the reaction that's coming out tomorrow, I was screaming like the entire time, and I was like, oh, they probably hate me.
Dude, so I'm gonna have a similar problem for the finale episode. My grandpa is staying over next week. And
fun.
And yeah, like, so it's like, oh cool, I bet he's gonna be home when I watch the finale. It's like, I would not be surprised if, like, at some point in the recording you hear like a knock and an old man quoting, David, you okay? Yeah, it was just, oh boy, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for tomorrow. Also, that's Canny is saying, well, if Ruby uses her semblance before Marrow uses his, he could just make Ruby burst into rose petals at normal speed. He could slow down the rose petals to normal speed.
Yeah. What would happen if it was semblance versus semblance?
Yeah, because I'm trying to wonder, like, what necessarily happens to Ruby if she's stopped into petal form? Like, would she just poof back into human form, or is she just, like, petals, you know?
I have no idea.
If, let's say there's, like, 500 petals, you freeze them, and you grab 20 of them, and you put them on the other side of the room or something like that. Like, what happens to her anatomy?
Dude, she just like has no limbs left. Like if you just do that, oh my gosh.
20 out of 500? That's not gonna be like a whole limb. That's
Well, yeah, okay,
it could
but
be like
like,
her eye or something. But like,
yeah, I'm just saying, like, what if you did more and you just separated all the petals? What? I'm like freaking out now. What the heck?
like you stab one petal. Exactly what happens to
Oh
Ruby
my
when she comes
gosh.
back into a human form. This
Like,
is
oh,
a
I
scientific
stubbed my
experiment into
toe.
making. Yeah, let's discuss. Let's further
We're gonna
discuss
spend the rest of VYTALCast talking about this.
breaking down Ruby's semblance. Yeah. Gosh, is that
Sorry?
Skype?
No, that was a text message. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. The petal plus mental. Oh, pental, like pedal plus mental. I get it.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, my mind's now like thinking like, man, what would happen?
I think we don't have enough evidence of anything to draw a conclusion.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there like another person with a semblance that lets them split into two or like into multiple pieces similar to Ruby? Oh, wait. Nope. I know what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Nier Automata. Just kidding. Not even Ruby. I was thinking of something else. Sorry, there's a video that I'm in the works of like writing down the idea for it.
Oh, okay.
And it's a mix between Ruby and Nier Automata. Because you remember clips.
Yeah. I mean, like, Penny can also, like, get split into multiple pieces.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, thanks. Toss a penny to your Ruby. Oh, mantle of plenty. Wow. Thank you. I love it and hate it. Gosh. The Witcher and Ruby reference put together, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had a video idea of, like, what would Ruby, like, well, I was actually thinking of, what would the Land of the Lustrous be like as a video game? And then I was thinking, oh, wait, pretty much just Nier Automata. And then I was thinking, wait a second, Ruby would pretty much just be, like, gameplay-wise, be just like Nier Automata. And then I was thinking of Grim Eclipse. I'm like, actually, if you think about it, Grim Eclipse and Nier Automata, gameplay-wise, are very similar. It's just one is way more polished and put together than the other, which, AAA title versus indie title, it's not hard to figure out which.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Cole? He splits himself into clones. That works too. Yeah, that
but is he splitting himself, or can he just generate clones
I
to
think
get
it's
more
like
power?
shadow clone jutsu, kind of. Like, they're not like fully physical clones. Like, they could do stuff, but like, if you stab one, it's not gonna like hurt him. Unless you stab like the main him, then it's gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
we want to go back to the Tyrion fight?
Oh yeah, Tyrion. Yeah, let's talk about David's least favorite Scorpion boy. Let's go.
Oh, he's my least favorite too. And I have a friend I watch Ruby with, and anytime he's on the screen, she's like, ew, oh my god, I don't want to look at him. I hate him. He's gross. And I'm like, big mood. Yeah. Yeah. I hate him, but also as a villain, you gotta like him, Yeah,
I like him in Volume 7 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And EA, stop it. This program keeps opening itself. Okay. But yeah, what do you want to say about that?
I don't know. I really liked that fight as well. I was curious, and I talked about it in my reaction, that why wasn't Clover included in the fight against Tyrion in the opening if Crow and Robin were there? Does that mean there's going to be another fight where Clover is not there, like Tyrion escapes? I was just wondering if that was an important detail.
I've seen some people think that. I've seen some people think that, like, Tyrion is going to, like, how he was arrested before, but he was broken out by Grimm. So they're thinking that, like, maybe he'd be broken out again by Grimm, and he might kill Clover in the process this time. Or people are thinking they were avoiding spoiling that Clover was working with them. Because
I guess in the intro, if they wanted to keep it obscure whether or not the Aesops would really work with them, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I guess that makes sense because we like throughout most of the volume, like the Aesops were at odds with Robin as well.
hmm
So yeah, I guess they might not have wanted to spoil that they work together.
yeah, and also like with it just being Crow and Robin in the intro, it had a lot of people going like, "Oh, is Crow gonna go off and do his own thing and team up with Robin and stuff?" You know, like people had their like guesses. It wasn't like a dead
Keeping it
giveaway.
vague, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I also, oh my gosh, I just love the thing where Tyrion catches the crossbow bolt in his mouth and it fucking explodes, and then she kicks him in the head, and I'm like, yes,
dude,
thank
the
you.
way she kicked him was amazing. But
I
also
know, I love her.
last week on VyTALCast, I no joke was like, man, I wish they'd have like a reference to the Avengers when Hawkeye shoots that arrow at Loki and he catches it and then he
Oh my
explodes.
gosh.
And then that happens the next day with Tyrion. I'm like, bro, they were doing it. They just didn't do it yet. It was like,
Yeah,
oh, yeah. It
exactly.
was, it, Karubi, you made my day. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hmm. I don't know. I actually I don't know. I like that fight a lot in general. I just liked how they all kind of had like a personal reason to go against Tyrion, you know. And it was really interesting because like it wasn't a totally like one and done fight, like
Mm,
3v1. Like Tyrion held out for a little while. I never expected him to win in a 3v1 like that.
yeah.
But like he was pretty cool. I love the moves he does, especially when he like spins around and kicks people and stuff like that. But then
Mm-hmm.
you also got callbacks to Crow's previous fight with him. Like Crow just punches him in the face and
Yeah.
whatever. And just that was great. I love seeing stuff like that. And I just think both fights this episode were very well animated. I've seen people
Mhm.
say that they like these fights. Not to well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but not to stir up drama, but I've seen people say they like these fights more than some like earlier volume fights, especially like volume 2.
Oh, really?
Um
Okay.
yeah. And I'm inclined to agree. I really like these fights actually, especially with like the beautiful animation and like the environments and the lighting and everything. It just they come out like really beautiful for me and I'm just like I love the fights this episode.
Yeah, I really got to give them props for like Clover specifically in the fight and like how they were able to make his fishing pole useful and like not
Yeah, yeah,
totally
yeah.
like going out of the way to try to make him do like a thing with it. And it was like, wow, that was very useful and it looked practical. Like they made it look
Yeah.
practical. And
Like it's super cool because Tyrion, like I guess how should I word this? It's almost like Tyrion has a weakness against Clover because Tyrion has this big thing sticking out his tail, which is easy for the fishing pole to like go out and grab, obviously.
Mhm.
So I almost think that's like a weakness that Tyrion has against someone like Clover. So I really like just how Clover utilized his weapon in that fight, even though Crow did most of the work. I feel like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the other two were very good supports.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like Crow was like the DPS, and then like Robin was support, and then I don't know like tactician for Clover or something like that.
Ooh, I like Inspector's comment. I loved how every time Tyrion found an opening on Crow, Clover got him.
Oh
I
yeah,
not to be that person, but I love Crow and Clover, just like everything about that. How
not to
they
be
fight
that person
together, how
says
they
good things.
interact.
Yeah,
I mean, not to be an annoying like
shipper or
I
something.
ship it, yeah.
Oh okay.
But like they just work so well together and when I mean, I guess it's pretty much well, I don't know confirmed, but everyone's saying like, oh, there's not an Aesop trader really anymore who's working for Salem. But when that idea was going around that Clover might be the traitor, I whenever I thought about if Clover was the traitor, I just felt so sad because what would happen to Crow? Crow would be like shattered, man, and Crow does
Yeah.
not deserve that. Holy crap.
So, um, to go on the Clover is the traitor theory. Some people are like, oh, maybe Clover is a traitor to Ironwood, but not to like Crow and
Mm.
Team Ruby and all that. However, I'm debating whether he's actually secretly on the side of Tyrion and all of them because one, he said you're not the only one with a grudge, but it was like in a reply to Tyrion. saying something to Crow, but it was like I don't know. But when I was rewatching that scene in chapter 10, it seemed like there could have been a different meaning than like at face value for Clover. And it's like, oh, there could be a thing that Clover has against Ironwood and Atlas or something.
Yeah,
And
because we know why Crow and Robin specifically want like a second chance at fighting Tyrion, but I don't. It wasn't in Tyrion's little blurb about his history. It didn't mention Clover. Do we know like why Clover would have a grudge against Tyrion?
Nope.
We don't know anything there.
We don't know anything.
I thought of that. I was like, why? Like, how have you interacted with him before? So I was a little suspicious.
And also, Tyrion gave Clover like a look, and that's when Clover was like looking nervous in the truck, you know, when they're driving away, and like Ruby's doing the like Ironwood's gonna abandon Mantle thing, and like Tyrion looks all excited, and he looks at Clover. Like Clover could be like, oh crap, I'm an Aesop, I'm outnumbered in this room, whoops. But it could also be a nod to him about to show his true colors.
Yeah, I took it more as when like Ruby did her transmission. I took it more as like Clover might be like, why is Ironwood doing that? Like, I'm loyal to him, but like, what the hell, dude? And then I thought Tyrion, like, he obviously heard the transmission as well, and he's just always like he. But I took it more as like Tyrion was like, oh. I know what's going on now, and y'all are screwed, and like Salem's coming, so like y'all are even double screwed. So like I think I'm still gonna win out of this situation. Yeah, I don't like for the longest time this season, I was convinced that Clover would be the traitor or a traitor, but like everyone in my comments was like, Clover's not gonna be the traitor. There's not gonna be any traitor. You're dumb, and I'm starting to believe that there won't be like a traitor to our protagonists. But I don't know, like I still think something like really bad's gonna happen, come out of nowhere, and I don't know.
So like for a while, like last week I think it was, I was like, I don't think there's gonna be a traitor, but then people reminded me about like how Ren's semblance has gone off twice when Clover has come around.
Yes, I forgot about that.
And that's why I'm like, oh man, maybe I should keep my options open on Clover being like a bad guy. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to be devil's advocate, but like here's another avenue to think about like how certain things could look with Clover. But yeah, either way, if he's a traitor, it's gonna hurt, and like hurt Bro, hurt me. Everyone's gonna have trust issues. Maybe that's why we're all gonna throw up. He's gonna betray us.
What if he like did it in the most like heart-wrenchingly possible way? Like he tells Crow like, you're trash, I don't care about you, and we're all just like, and then we barf because we're crying so much.
Yeah, like he does something.
Oh, Crow does not deserve that. I'm emo just thinking about it, you know.
Yeah, or if he killed Crow.
No, shut up. Take that back.
I don't think he will. That's Canny in the chat is like, plot twist, Clover is actually a traitor. He's just really good at bartering. Yeah, Clover just walks in.
He has good luck with it.
He just walks in, he's like, hey, you want to play Gwent? And then he wins. He has good luck.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The ship, as Inspector Who says.
I hope not. Inspector Who asked, is Watts dead? What do you think?
I'm team he's dead.
Me too.
Yeah, because it's hard to think of like, okay, what else are they gonna do with Watts if he's still alive? What reason is there to keep him alive? But I could also see it being like Ironwood took mercy on him and arrested him because it seemed like Watts saying like, oh, I hope you do sacrifice anything or sacrifice everything. It was kind of like he was like, oh, I hope you sacrifice your humanity. And I'm leaning towards he did kill Watts and abandon his humanity, which is part of why he was so easily able to like abandon Mantle.
Yeah, that's a good point. I also think he's dead. Yeah, okay, what Danny just said, we barely got any development from Watts, though. That's the only reason I can think of for Watts being still alive. Also, backstory, we don't know how he got with Salem, right? Or am I dumb?
No, we don't know how he got connected.
We just know kind of vaguely why he hates Ironwood and Pietro and all of them, but we don't have the connecting dots. And Watts is arguably, in my opinion, the most interesting Salem villain because he's super smart. He knows all the technology. I mean, he could obviously take care of himself in a fight against a really good fighter, but we don't know his backstory or like anything, no development. He's never really been focused on for a long period of time. So I'm kind of, when I saw the end of the fight, I assumed Ironwood killed him, and I was a little disappointed because I totally expected to get some backstory about him before he died. That's the way I see it.
and I could see like why people would want a backstory, but I'm also like, do we need a backstory for absolutely everyone as well?
True.
You know, like I'm looking at both sides because it's like, yeah, I would love to see how he got connected with Salem because that's like the biggest piece of the puzzle to me is like, okay, why did he like fake his death and how did he find out about Salem or how did she find out about him? And like we know his motive was basically like to screw over Ironwood and get back at Pietro for like the Penny Project and the Paladin Project. But I don't know, it's just kind of like, okay, how did Salem approach him with this deal?
Yeah. You're right. Like, it'd be nice to know that, but we don't have to have backstory for everything. I just, like, it's just because he's so interesting, so I'm more curious about him, you know. But, yeah. Where are we going with this? I don't remember.
Oh, you were talking about, like, you think that might be a reason why he's still alive, is that we haven't gotten his backstory.
Yeah, okay. That's, like, kind of wrapping up my thought for that.
And that is why he's still alive. There's no backstory. Because this isn't Demon Slayer, where you get people's backstories when they're dead.
Oh my gosh.
Sonic Rose is saying, if Watts wasn't counting out loud, trying to be Deadpool, maybe the fight would have gone slightly. I think Ironwood was counting himself. Like,
yeah.
And I think Watts counting out loud was more of a nod for the audience to pay attention that was going on for the moment of when he's pointing it at Ironwood's head. Yeah.
Danny says Watts has faked his own death before, which is true, but Ironwood literally had him right there.
Yeah.
I don't think Watts could have gotten away, faked his death when Ironwood's just standing right there. He's like, I know you're playing dead, dude. Like, chill out. Or something. Obviously, that's like a joke, but yeah. I don't think he would fake his death again because Ironwood literally had him right there defeated.
Yeah. Well,
so I can't see how that would happen.
I could also see him, like, because he still had his other set of rings, because he had 2 sets of rings. And I could see that his other set of rings he could have used to, like, stop his pulse or something to, like, fake his death, and then, like, it, like, what's that word for when they, like, shock a person to start their heart again? Chat, help me.
Why can I not?
It's like I don't
Defibrillator?
know. Yeah, and it, like, shocks him to, like, get his heart beating after, like, just the right amount of time to get him stay alive or something. Like, he pulls some Sherlock season 2 faking his death.
Oh my god, like, Sherlock!
Yeah, like, he pulls, like, a major level faked his own death and be like, haha, gotcha, Ironwood. That would really send Ironwood over the edge. If Ironwood thought he killed Watts and then Watts walks into the room.
Oh my god. Yo, screw that.
Could you imagine, like, Ironwood? Like, Ironwood, I think he would just have a heart attack and die. I don't think he would even
been through way too much. Like, no. Okay. As much as I want Ironwood to live, like, if something like that happened or if just things keep going on their current pace, I could see Ironwood just, like, dying from stress or literally a heart attack or something because he's been through way too much. and I worry about him greatly, and it's obviously impacting his problem-solving skills,
Yep.
shall we say. But yeah, I worry about him. Even though I'm kind of mad at him right now because he's being dumb, in my opinion, he's still Iron Daddy. Come on, everyone loves Iron Daddy,
Yeah.
I feel like. So
Dude,
I don't want him to die.
I was so like, Iron Daddy! And then like later in the episode, I'm like, bruh, come on. Bruh.
Yeah.
like I've never been so hyped and so disappointed in the same character in the same episode before. And it was kind of a new experience, and I kind of enjoyed and hated that at the same time. Like I've had the reverse where I'm like super disappointed in a character and then they get me really hyped about them, but I've never been like really hyped and then super disappointed.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, man, this roller coaster of emotions.
And
speaking of roller coasters of emotions, I think tomorrow's episode is 18 minutes long. I'm pulling it up on Verve just so I could see, because Verve is our friend these days.
Did you see there was a fake thumbnail going around of Nora with the maiden power?
Yeah, when you mentioned Nora earlier today, I thought that's what you were gonna talk about. But yeah, that person.
I totally forgot until just now. I saw it on Cal's Twitter, and I didn't see her caption where she said this is fake. So I saw that, and obviously it's edited. She's in the same like. It's a screenshot of Nora from a previous episode, but I didn't notice that at first. So I just glanced at it and I was like,
well,
why would this be the thumbnail for an episode? Hello.
Yeah, I was freaking out too. I was like, Rooster Teeth, you gotta stop with this. But then like then I read her caption and I was like, oh yeah, it's faked. But they did Photoshop quite a bit with it, because they took a shot of Nora from, I think it's the scene where she's yelling at Ironwood. But they changed the background to be the vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the background to be the vault, and then obviously they added like the eye thing, which was a nice touch. And it was like, oh man, Nora in the vault, being a maiden.
It's like that thumbnail with Raven from Volume 5.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, that spoiled things, didn't it? No,
a little bit.
No, well, I mean, it was after, that was the episode where she fights Cinder as the Spring Maiden.
Yes,
but it was after the big reveal.
Yeah, but if you're like on YouTube watching the episodes and that video gets recommended to you and you see the thumbnail,
like what? Yeah, they're like, okay, I'm just about to start watching Volume 5. Let me just scroll down the playlist. Why are her eyes glowing?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, pals, make your votes. Who wins the maiden powers? Cinder, Winter, or Nora? Well, how about we throw Neo in the mix too?
Yeah, I was gonna say Neo is a possibility. I personally want Nora to get it. I don't know why. I just I want it to happen. I don't know. That's my vote.
I think either Nora or Neo would get it, and the reason why I don't think it's gonna go to Winter, mainly because I think this is gonna be where Ironwood's like plot falls apart. Like he's like, all right, I perfectly planned for Winter to become the next Winter Maiden, and it didn't work. And
her name is too perfect, you know. And
as much as I want Winter,
yeah,
Winter, and James Ironwood Gun.
Oh my god. I made after the episode, I made a tweet also. Like, I see so many parallels with Volume 3 in this volume. I made a tweet that was like, Volume 3 be like, and Ozpin says, Pyrrha, come get the maiden power. Pyrrha says, okay. Cinder says, I see you, and now I'll just follow you to the maiden. Volume 7 be like, Ironwood says, Winter, go get the maiden. Winter says, okay. Cinder says, I see you, and I'm going to follow you to the maiden. Like, it's the exact same thing. So I'm totally expecting it not to go right. Like, something, you know, we all know something's going to go wrong in the maiden transfer, whether it's Cinder attacks or just something. Winter is not going to get it easily. I think it's pretty obvious.
I could totally see it happening during the transfer, like, if they're in the transfer tubes. Because, yeah, and like something happens again, and honestly, like, I think it'd be smarter if, like, they were catching them in the process to kill Winter.
Mm,
Because Freya is, like, already, like, in a weakened state, you know?
yeah.
So it's like, she's not going to be that hard. However, if you kill her and then Winter pops out, you know, you're going to have a little bit of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized that Winter, her sword is also a sword.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, her and Jean have sword, and then Ironwood
Yep.
has gun, but Winter would be
Mm-hmm.
Winter, sword, if she gets the maiden powers. Like,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
You know what I just realized we haven't talked about for the entire hour we've been going?
Uh-huh.
Salem showing up in the office and talking about Summer and things like that. Because that's a thing that happened.
Yeah, I was holding off on that because I don't like thinking about sad things. No,
Oh,
no,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
joking. I was joking. Yeah, the whole thing was Summer. It's like, man, I feel like Salem's telling the truth, but on the other hand, she could also be lying. But there's no reason to really believe that she's lying either.
Yeah, I get that. And did you see someone made some parallels between what we saw of Summer in this episode versus what we saw of Summer in Volume 6, where Ruby was using her silver eyes? There are some like really big comparisons, which is it's like the exact same shots of
Yeah.
Summer, but obviously it's happy versus I don't know,
Sad.
Summer's
Like,
gonna
the
die.
grass was all dead. Summer
Yeah.
was sad. The weather was
Um
terrible and gross.
yeah.
It wasn't
So
golden hour.
yeah. So I'm wondering if the volume 6 one was Ruby just remembering happy things about her mom, who died when she was still young. So maybe it was Ruby just thinking of her mom positively. Or, and for the volume 7 one, was Salem corrupting Ruby's memory of her? Or is that actually what happened? Like, was Ruby seeing those Summer flashes? Was Salem doing something?
I think it was like the flashes were more of like Ruby's mental image of her mom, kind of going down, because like hearing that her mom met a terrible fate, you know, and seeing her mom not happy and like everything's gross and terrible around her mom, and you know, her mom so far has been like the, other than like seeing Pyrrha die, was like the big trigger for her silver eyes. So I could see like maybe Salem knew that that's her trigger and like was like, all right, I'm gonna like ruin that for you so you can't use your silver eyes as easily.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
And also, people have pointed out that Salem didn't always have the veins, which is a
I
thing
saw that. I just thought of that.
Yeah, she didn't always have the veins, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think silver eyes have an effect on Salem, or like the grim part of her, specifically. Like, I don't think you could kill Salem, but I think you could definitely get rid of some of the grim stuff in her. And the silver eyes, I think, are the key to that. Because why else would she be going after the Silver Eye Warriors?
Yes, I've had that thought for a while. I made a tweet a while back, a couple years or something, where I said like, calling it now, like Ruby's silver eyes will remove. The way I see it is Ruby's silver eyes will remove the grimification from Salem. Obviously, she's still immortal, but what if the silver eyes remove the grimification, so she's just back to an immortal human being, and that would cause her to lose the desire for pure destruction because she wouldn't be grimified anymore. So what if Salem just becomes like a human again, and then if she loses that desire for destruction and evilness, would she suddenly be like so remorseful, or like what would happen if Salem became just a human again?
There's a possibility that she could become remorseful and learn the value of life, which will break the curse, which has kind of been with my theory. I said this at the RTX panel last year too. Like, I was like, hey guys, this is my theory, and everyone like booed me for it. So I'm like,
really?
Yeah, no,
like we have like the same theory.
Yeah, well, I've talked about this theory for a while, like ever since like the big silver eyes thing. I was like, oh yeah, I think, you know, that might be a thing. But yeah, I don't know why people are like, oh David, you're crazy. I'm like, the pieces are there, like it could work, especially with like the new statement that Salem has said, like, oh, your mom said that too, but she was wrong. And it's like, okay, she met her mom, which is like a big piece of the puzzle. But I just
Yeah, I
want
don't.
Ruby to confirm it.
Yeah, I just if the Silver Eyes did could do nothing besides just kill Grimm and it not even affect Salem, which I think they do, then like what would be the point? If they don't play a critical role in defeating Salem, like actually physically attacking and defeating Salem, I wouldn't see much of a point of them existing in the first place.
Yeah, and
she's going after the Silver-Eyed Warriors, like you said. So why else would she be doing that? Like she wouldn't care if like the Grimm she creates gets killed. She just makes more. Like it's not a big deal.
Inspector Who did say in the chat like she would still be bitter, like once she's human.
Yeah,
she was that way before the grimmification of her. But
it's been like thousands of years, and like she's done so much more crap.
Well, it's also like hard to not be bitter after you've been bitter for so long, you know?
Yeah, true.
But I do think getting rid of the Grimm, which has the urge for destruction and all that, removed makes it easier to like get to her emotions, you know, get to her. But yeah, sorry, I just saw Caden Fate's comment. He said, "Ruby, I will stop you, Salem, Joe, Ruby, Joe who." Salem, Joe Mama said that too.
Oh my god, that is like the worst but best comment I've ever seen.
Yeah. Joe Mama said that too.
Oh my gosh. Yo, I'm ready for Salem to roll up with her winged monkeys that we've been waiting a whole volume for.
Dude, that would be amazing. Like I think they
Oh,
are gonna show up. Yeah.
do you think that would be the cliffhanger at the end of the volume, and then volume 8 is literally just a bunch of episodes of people fighting Salem and Atlas? Because they said volume 8 is also going to be Atlas arc.
Oh, yeah. Then I think
that's what I've heard.
Well, I heard like volume 7 and 8 are closely tied together. Well, it's either 8 and 9. I think it might be 7 and 8 are closely tied together. 8 is going to be a shorter volume. I know that. So I think it's 8 is still connected. I could see it being like half and half. Like half of volume 8 is Atlas and then half is like going to Vacuo. I could see it that way, but honestly it just has to do with like how they pace things. But yeah, I think at this pace they might be stuck in Atlas for a good while. You know,
some stuff's about to happen.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like geography wise, like how close Salem is, because they mentioned like the sensors outside of the kingdom have been destroyed, and so I'm like, okay, considering that, like how much time would it take for Salem to travel to Mantle and Atlas? Like could that amount of traveling be done? Like it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, like, can these flying monkeys get there in an episode or two time?
Well, I think when she said, like, they were just setting the stage for me, but then, like, the perimeter sensors, the long-range sensors are already offline or destroyed, we don't know. I think, like, Salem's already almost there. Like, I think she's left her house by now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I know she's definitely not home anymore.
I think like it'd be so easy. She could just be like, okay, here's a couple more Grim Dragons. Let's just fly over there. Like, I feel like it'd be so easy for her to get to Alice.
Yeah, I could see it being like at the end of this episode, at the end of chapter 12, she arrives.
Ooh, oh my god!
Like, that's the cliffhanger. Is her walking in with her flying monkeys, and then like you know the shot at the after credits of volume 3 with her doing that look into the camera. I could imagine them doing that again, and then cutting to credits, and then we're just like dying till chapter 13. Salem, gosh, I gotta say, like I still love her. Like she's still hot, even though she scares me, but she's hot.
I know a lot of people who agree with you.
Yeah. Hunter, I know from like Cal's channel, was like, we need to make a support group for people.
Oh my god, I saw that.
And I'm like, thank you. I'm in much need. And he's like, don't worry. Through thought and prayer, we could get through this together. I'm like, thank you, Hunter.
Oh my god, Inspector Who says Salem was very seductive this episode.
Okay, so
Oh my god, Danny.
I took that differently. Like, as much as you could be like, ooh, yeah. I've always seen Salem as like a mother character.
And she technically is a mother.
Well, yeah,
or she was.
Yeah, exactly. And the way she was acting, it was like very evil stepmother way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the way she was talking to Ironwood, and then the way she talked to Ruby was very like evil mother vibes, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if that was seductive, but it definitely was like passive aggressive torture, I guess. I don't know. Torture's not the right word, but
yeah, just like psychological warfare to a sense, because she was just staring at Ironwood, like smiling, and she was like, your effort is futile. Just give me the stuff and it'll be over. And like, she's right.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It was so creepy, but I love that scene so much. Yeah. And like when the seer Grim popped out of the bag too, and like suddenly what's happening, I was like, oh shit, we're doing this.
So last week I made like 3 really dumb predictions that all sort of came true, which was 1, man, I wish they made a Loki reference with Tyrion, and they did that, and then I was like, man, I bet there's something inside his bag that could like move. And I thought it would be like a robot or something that could come out of his bag to like flank Ironwood during the fight. But then it ended up being a Grim, so I was like, you know what? I'll count it. It's still a thing, like a sentient thing that I was thinking. And then I was like, you know what? Salem's gonna show up in chapter 11. And then she showed up, and I was like, well, here I am with my dumb, crazy predictions. But yeah, and then I made that prediction at the beginning of my reaction video too. I'm like, I think Salem's gonna show up, and then she showed up. I'm like,
oh damn.
I'm like, that doesn't necessarily look good on me, does it? Yeah. The room was so full of negativity that the Grim killed itself. It definitely did not want to be there. That's for sure. Yeah, it was. Actually...
Yeah, I was. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying it was actually them fighting and then the bag squirming that made me go, oh, it's a Grim in there. Because it's like, what else would react to negativity?
Yeah. I'm just wondering, like, what exactly happened to it? Like, if Salem uses a seer for that purpose to, like, actively show up and talk to people, does that kind of, like, use up its power, which is why it, like, shriveled up and died? Or... is it still alive? It was like cracking and stuff?
I think that one's dead for sure. I think the ones like we saw Lionheart talk to her through them, and it was very much like he's talking to a globe, you know?
Yeah.
But this was very much like a crack it open, the projectors coming out, you know? So I think this was like, oh, this is the last use of that Grim. It's we're just gonna kill it, you know? Because the Grim doesn't... I mean, they were gonna kill the Grim if it didn't already die.
Yeah. So those ones don't look like they can fight very well. Their purpose is to communicate.
It did kill Lionheart. Lionheart did get killed by one.
He was just kind of standing there, and it kind of like choked him out. Like,
made disturbing
if there were so many people in that room in this episode, like they could have killed it if they wanted to pretty easily, I feel like.
Yeah. Caden Fate is asking, do you think Salem is aware of Cinder? I think Salem is, because she made the comment in Volume 6 that Cinder is still alive. So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if she knows that Cinder is in Atlas. But I think Ironwood still had the chess piece, didn't he? Yeah, Ironwood still had the chess piece, but he's thinking that more in terms of Salem, not Cinder.
I do wonder if Salem knows Cinder is in Atlas with her own plan and she's working with Neo. I feel like it'd be really easy for Salem to find out something like that, but does she know? Like, she hasn't given any indication. Like, does she know that Cinder is going for the maiden? Like, it doesn't seem like to me that Salem actually knows Cinder is putting a plan into action right now.
Yeah, and to think about it, like Cinder is still technically going off orders that she was going on for, like acting on in Volume 5, because she was going after the Spring Maiden and the Lamp of Knowledge, but
Mm-hmm.
now she's going after the Winter Maiden and the Staff of Creation. So she's just going on to like next phase step. But with Oscar being there, it's like, oh, cool, I could get bonus points by capturing Ozma and the Lamp of Knowledge. Like, if she gets
Mm-hmm.
all 4 of those things, then that's like a, hey, Salem, love me again. I want to be your favorite
Yeah.
child, and stick your tongue out at Tyrion. But um, it's, yeah, I don't know if, I think Salem would kind of guess that Cinder is doing something along those lines. That's just me, you know?
I mean, it's valid. Like, it would be very easy for Salem to know. My point is just like I don't know if she actually does, but it's pretty unimportant right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You're grounded, miss. What?
I
Just shows up, grabs Oscar, puts him down gently, yells at Cinder for an hour straight. Uh, uh, gosh, what was the? There was like some sort of comment from like Inspector Who, I think it was like, oh, Inspector Who's saying she was very manipulative, but in a sweet way. Yeah, like I could see Salem tossing away the sweet side to like yell at Cinder if Cinder disobeyed.
would almost fix Inspector Who's comment to say she was sweet, but in a manipulative way. Because if you're being manipulative, you can't
Yeah,
really
you're not
be
being sweet.
sweet.
Yeah, I was gonna say the sweet part is like the manipulative part. Like it's manipulative because you think it's sweet, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, um, that's Kenny is saying when he first watched, he didn't notice the Grim poking through the bag, so he was legitimately shocked. Yeah. And okay, yeah, okay. So Sonic Rose brought up an interesting comment. He said, "Didn't Cinder say that Vacuo was supposed to be the next target?" And yes.
Yeah, she did say that.
So I wonder like what necessarily happened that changed the time scale for Salem.
Hmm.
If she's like skipping ahead in steps.
I'm trying to remember if they explicitly said what was happening, why they went to Atlas. I feel very small brain right now. You know, my mental capacity isn't very good right now.
Oh yeah.
Did they ever explain why
They chose Atlas.
they were like, yeah. Oh, because I mean, didn't when Hazel showed up after Volume 5, they were like, "Yo, Ozpin's with them, and they're going to Atlas." Didn't Hazel tell her that?
I don't think he told them the Atlas bit. I think he just said that Ozpin was with them.
Huh.
And so
then why are they going to Atlas?
Well, I think they might have somehow figured out that they were going to Atlas. Like whether that way was shown on screen or not, I don't explicitly remember. But I do think that Ozpin is like the reason why they chose Atlas or Ruby, because like they have the relic, they have Silver Eyes, and they have Ozma. Like that's 3 things that Salem probably wants to go snuff out. But Salem is also like, oh, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And it could just be that Atlas was the next closest place to where she was.
Well, if you're talking about why the good guys went to Atlas, it's because after Volume 5, Oscar was like, he has a message. We have to get the lamp to Atlas.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Salem, like why Salem would go to Atlas.
Okay, the comments are saying that I'm right and that Hazel told Salem that they were going to Atlas, led by Ozpin.
Oh, okay. Just kidding. Just kidding. Well, then Cinder could be mad at Hazel. Also, speaking of Hazel, oh, I guess he might as well be traveling with Salem right now.
We don't know, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why he would not. Other than
Yeah.
like I imagine he, Mercury, and Emerald are with Salem.
Oh, I want to see Merc and M again.
I
What the? We
know.
haven't seen them. Oh my god, I just.
Yeah, we haven't seen them for a whole volume. Like they were in volume
Mm-hmm.
6 for like a blink of an eye,
Yeah.
and now they're gone like stray dogs. I really want Emerald's redemption arc to like start happening if it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah. Like, I think if she encounters Cinder and Cinder shows that she really doesn't give a shit about Emerald,
Mm-hmm.
then that will be the turning point for Emerald, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah, I like Emerald seemed like such an interesting character because like she was shown remorse and guilt in volume 3, and then like the beginning of volume 4 she was like ew, grim, like looking at them coming
Mm-hmm.
out of the pool, and it's just like, man, they haven't. I mean, I guess in volume 6 they did do a little bit with it where she was talking to Mercury, and like we got to see that Mercury isn't entirely with Salem. He's just like I'm just on the winning team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Merc M is fire.
I mean, I agree. I do ship them.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trash. I ship a lot of characters.
Yeah. John says, "Stop complaining. We haven't seen Raven in 2 seasons." Um, we weren't really complaining. It was just like yeah, we haven't seen them. Like it'd be great to see them again, and we
Mm-hmm.
likely would. Um, Raven, however, like it's interesting. Like we saw at the end of Volume 5, like her seeing Ty like spying on him while she's a Raven. So it's like, where where is she?
Yeah, I want to see the fallout of that. I wanted to see if they actually talked.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Because, I mean, she went to go see Ty right after Yang yelled at her and she was feeling kind of remorseful, I feel like. So I hope they talked. I wonder if, like, well, no, that was a stupid thought, so I'm not going to say it. But I'm hoping they could kind of reconcile a little bit. I don't know.
I think they would. Like I've seen some people say that they think Raven is gonna come into the rescue for the Vacuo arc at some point,
Mm,
or maybe if Volume 8 is still gonna be in Atlas, that she might come in. Um,
mm.
but yeah, like I'm totally with you. Like I want to see her and Ty talk things out, or like what came of that.
Yeah, it's like it's like episode 13 of this volume. We're ignoring everything in Atlas. Let's just have a 18-minute episode of Raven and Ty talking down in Patch,
It's
and
their
they're just
couples
chilling with
therapy.
Zwei. Yeah.
Yeah, it's their couples therapy, and it just ended up being so disturbing that like we all threw up. We're just like, ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I mean, if they should at least do a chibi special of it, because I feel like it'd be a great short Ruby chibi episode. Is the
Couples therapy.
Yeah. Hey, Stoic Dragon Eater, how are you? Uh, Inspector who's saying it would be funny if her and Ty save Yang, and then we get the backstory. That would be amazing, seeing her backstory like that.
hmm
Oh, uh, um, so there was like another thing of related to Raven. A lot of people were thinking that like possibly Raven might have gone off with Summer, and like was with Summer when she died, meeting
Mm.
Salem. There's not like a whole lot supporting it, but there's not a whole lot going against it either. It's just one of those like neat idea theories, I guess. Because there was still like the theory that maybe Summer was a maiden as well,
Mm.
and then like that's how Raven got the powers, was she became the Spring Maiden from Summer. But I I don't think that's necessarily true, because that'd be pulling a real Star Wars on everyone.
I mean, Raven said that like she killed the previous maiden out of mercy because she was like weak or something, right?
Yeah, and that's what I mean by like they pulled a real Star Wars, was like Obi-Wan being like, Darth Vader killed your father, Luke. And then, like, in
Oh.
episode 6, he's like, well, technically, Darth Vader did kill your father because your father was a great man and changed into Darth Vader. And he's no longer the same person, pretty much. You know, like,
Yeah.
that's why I feel like, oh, that'd be pretty much pulling the Star Wars. Because it could be like Raven being like, oh, yeah, Summer was losing to Salem, and so I put her out of her misery and to secure the powers or something like that. And like she just lied saying she killed the maiden because she was weak. And
yeah, maybe.
It was like, like I could see things working for it, but like I said, there's not a whole lot supporting it either. Raven saw something and it made her lose even more hope. Yeah, which is another thing people are thinking, like, maybe that's what made her run away, was seeing Summer die. But yeah. Are you typing for the thingy thing? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you're going to see me.
Yeah. Okay, so John Johns is asking, do you think Summer is dead?
I think so.
Yeah. We already kind of said, like, we would hope that Salem is lying, but there's not really a reason for her to lie either.
Yeah. Because if she has the upper hand and, like, she's so powerful, like, why would she need to lie?
Yeah. The only thing I could imagine her lying for is just for Summer to come in for the rescue and, like, fix Ruby's silver eye problem, but I kind of doubt that's going to be the thing.
Yeah, and if Summer got so close to Salem where Salem's like, your mother said those words to me, and Summer didn't come back, like, where else would she be, you know?
That's Kenny's like, she's not dead in Ruby's heart. It's so sad. It's so sad. But yeah, like, if she's still alive, I'm not gonna be against that, but I'm not gonna hold my hopes out, you know.
Yeah, I could see it going either way, but personally, I really lean towards that Summer's dead.
All right, so I think that's gonna be it for VYTALCast number 92. With
92? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's 92.
I didn't realize.
We're gonna hit 100 like sometime this year, so
that's awesome.
Like, next week's 93, then we'll have 94. The week after.
Yes, that's how counting works. It goes up by 1.
Thanks, Sonny.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's your birthday. I shouldn't say things like that to you.
I know. I'm just like, thanks. Oh, great. Thanks for reminding me of another number that goes up by 1.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna ask. I want to see if I could get Unicorn of War to come back for the VYTALCast after the finale, just because I want to pick Thomas's brain on, like, the writing of, like, the volume as a whole, because I had him at the beginning of the volume, and now if I have him at the end to have his writer's critique, I think that'd be good. So,
yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but yeah, anyway, thank you again. And
thank you for having me. It was good to be back.
Yeah. Oh, also, like, I wanted to talk about RTX at some point, but, like, are you possibly planning on going to RTX?
I bought my weekend badge.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes.
Yes, I'm going to RTX.
I don't know why I thought you weren't for something else.
Yeah. I didn't go last year, but if there's one thing I'm doing this year, it's going to RTX. I am not missing another year of RTX. Oh my god, I want to go so bad.
Dude, I'm trying to talk Lady Stardust into going. But,
ooh.
Well, there's her and Jake Retake I'm trying to get to show up again, too. I know he is at least looking into the possibility, but anyway, we'll talk about RTX another time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as
always,
you. I will boop you guys next time.